Gang Hang. Good morning, everyone. My name's Matt Baum. I'm one of the hosts of the Two-Headed Nerd comic book podcast. And this guy next to me, I can't remember his name.
I'm the internet's Joe Patrick.
That's it. Known him for a little while. Yeah. We don't just do this show where we hang out with our listeners on Saturdays. This is the Gang Hang and talk about nerd news and movies and TV and comics. We have another show where we talk about new comic books. We talk about old comic books. We're almost done talking about DCKO, and I couldn't be happier about that. So
I'm just very, very excited for it to be over.
Yeah, no doubt. But here we get together with the nerds and we talk about all kinds of stuff, and there is all kinds of things to talk about. I want to get into the end of Ultimate Spider-Man today.
Yeah.
I'm almost caught up. I saw your message and I started binging where I had left off. And so I'm a little past halfway through. I'm like up in the 14, 15s right now.
There's no good way.
So you got about 10 issues to go.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's not a real good way to talk about it without some spoilers.
Oh, yeah, no, spoil away, man. Spoil away.
But before we do all that, just like there's always like little nerd news we can get into every week. And this week we got a look at the absolute Scarecrow.
Oh, shit, did we?
We did. We got a peek of the absolute Scarecrow, and there's a picture of him up in the Gang Hang channel that I put up there. And he is gross, very gross. He is a product of Arc M. So he's got like
them again
button eyes, and his mouth is all messed up. It is.
My first impression was...
Oh, that's what that is. That's gnarly, dude.
That is what that is. Yeah.
It's Scarecrow mask, except it's his face.
Yeah.
Cool.
I just, there we go. I just dropped it in the chat so you can see it there too.
Yikes-a-roo. That's no good.
It is gnarly. And this is the first time, and I know people reacted when the Joker turned out to be an immortal lizard monster or whatever. I was okay with that because it is a Joker and you know, yada, yada, yada. This is the first time where
hold on. Wait. Let's unpack that sentence real quick. I was okay with it because it's the Joker. That doesn't mean anything.
He's the ultimate Batman nemesis, so he may as well be the ultimate,
fine.
big
I
bad.
know. Whatever.
But there's something about the Scarecrow being a normal guy in the regular, Batman world that puts on a mask and does scary stuff that I almost think makes him more effective than this monster version. I'm sure it's going to be great. I'm going to read it and be like, man, that character's really scary. But this
this is a guy wearing a mask.
I don't think
the mask is just made of human skin.
I don't know if it is, Joe.
Look at it. You can really see that's not a mouth. That's a hole.
I mean, maybe. Yeah. I hope
and
that's
you can
what it
see
is.
his real mouth underneath it. You see it sewn together.
I
it's
hope
got
you're
button
right.
eyes. That's a mask.
I hope
this
you
is
are right.
Leatherhead shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a leather face.
And either way, whether it is his face or he's wearing a human skin mask, it's a lot.
Still damn gross.
It's a lot.
He does look like this guy from XCOM, though.
Kind of.
That's skeleton.
Yeah, he does. He does.
It doesn't really look like a scarecrow, but sure.
No, yeah. I mean, I'd have to see it in context. Obviously, this is a pic on somebody's cell phone, so not really a...
Right. And
not really a good look.
It was the first time that I kind of went, maybe that is
we'll see.
Yeah. We also got to look at the Parasite, and the Parasite is...
He's gross. Now that's gross looking.
Really
scary.
In Godzilla
I thought that was absolute Starro for a second.
No.
Then I looked at it a little closer.
Nope. Yeah. That is our...
But no, that's definitely Parasite vibes.
And it's also
and then it looks like Hawkman just fucking straight up killed him.
It looks like... Well, I don't know if you can straight up kill this Parasite.
I know.
Yeah. Because it's a collective team of some sort.
There's definitely a splorch and a exploding head.
Yeah, no, but the thing is, the Parasite is kind of like Venom from what it looks like. He's goopy and changes and has tendrils and.
Well, yes. I hate to say this.
Absolute Max.
Yeah, maybe, but he looks like Jimmy. I think he's more of like a blob situation where he absorbs people.
Yeah,
and then unfortunately, Jimmy may have been it. In this
gosh,
he may have been he may have been absorbed, so I don't know if there's any way back out of that, so we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I like the Absolute Parasite more than I like my first reaction to Absolute Scarecrow, but I do think Absolute Scarecrow is going to be neat. I don't know.
Well, he's just a normal dude with just a skin mask doing fucked up shit. It's actually scarier than anybody else who's seen the absolute Batman, considering everybody's kind of all levels of demons at this point.
We don't know anything, but it sounds like he might be one of like the doctors or medical staff at Arkham or something.
Well, yeah, because Professor Jonathan Crane. Yeah. So of course, I would bet money on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed.
I know you've got a lot of stuff here, and we can get to all of it.
No. We don't necessarily have to. I just have stuff like that. I was like, we should talk.
One thing that I wanted to point out, or not point out, but reference very briefly. Nathan Fillion has been posting these Instagram reels where he is going to members of the old Firefly cast, and it's like this very ominous, where they're nodding at each other, in knowing agreement, and they're like, "It's time," and it's like, "Yeah, it's time." And
isn't it just a reunion on their podcast though?
No. That's actually something I wanted to mention, is because that's the easy answer, right? Is that so? He and Alan Tudyk just launched this podcast called it's like Once for Spacemen, yeah, and so it's tied to that. But so that brings in Tudyk, and he's also talked to Gina Torres, who played Zoe. What's her name? Yeah. Manara Baccarin, who played Inara,
Morena.
And then
Marina.
Marina. Yeah, sorry. I don't know.
What did you call it? Monara?
Manara. Yeah, I don't know.
Marinara Baccarin.
I think I said Marina. And then the guy that played the doctor, Simon. And so
Simon Tim.
Yeah, and so he's making the rounds, and it's some sort of group project thing. But he, in his most recent post, he said people have guessed it's for a convention or a panel or a podcast reunion, and you are all wrong. And so I don't know what they're doing, and I wonder if it's possible. Well, hopefully Adam Baldwin died on the way back to his home.
Okay, now real quick.
No more.
Well, on the subject of Adam Baldwin, we keep bringing up Adam Baldwin because the guy's a shitbag, and I don't disagree. The guy's a shitbag. And we're like, well, we want to do it, but we don't want that shitbag back. We seem to forget there's another shitbag that we need to talk about.
Shitbag, right? Yeah. No, I haven't forgotten.
The shitbag that created the show.
I think it's interesting.
The number one sex fest. Yeah.
Right. Like, so wait.
But I mean,
is it cool if Firefly comes back?
If they're doing something and he's not involved,
how can they do something without the creator of the show, Joss Whedon?
He doesn't own the show.
Oh wait, I can answer.
We know that?
I can probably answer this in a fairly
Nathan
decent
Fillion
way.
doesn't own the show.
One of my favorite things about one of the reasons why I feel okay with revisiting Joss Whedon properties as much more so than any of the other deplorable people that I seem to be a fan of is that there were so many other victims, I would also call them, but innocent, capable, qualified people that were like Joss Whedon was not an amazing talent. He was a great gateway talent. That's where we got Drew Goddard. That's where we got Jane Espenson. That's where we got all these amazing filmmakers and writers and showrunners that have gone on to do other great things.
Oh, for sure.
That were by and large responsible for a lot of the good stuff we like in these shows. He would set the ball rolling and then fuck off and make girls uncomfortable while Jane and Drew and those guys like kept the wheels on the road and made the show work.
Right.
And like I think if you look back at if you list like your top 5 favorite episodes of Buffy or Angel, odds are most of them are not written by Joss Whedon.
And I'm not saying we can no longer touch it or it is verboten or anything like that. But like, look, man, like, is this Joss Whedon trying to make a comic? Disney owns this right now. They picked it up.
They're at nobody. Like, I haven't seen a whiff of his name anywhere.
No, I haven't either.
Posts, but
let's also not forget that Joss Whedon, yes, he created like Firefly and Buffy, but on topic of Buffy, isn't not a reboot, but a continuation.
They're doing a Buffy series right now, and he's not involved.
He is not involved in that.
So I wouldn't.
And I
wouldn't
think
be too
that
shocked
is
if something similar.
I don't know where the Buffy the series is happening. He definitely like burned some bridges at Warner Brothers, but who knows where bridges at Warner Brothers go to now?
Paramount. They're about to
The
hire
bridges
fucking Matt
Warner
Landis,
Brothers
but
lead
that's
to
all.
nowhere.
Yeah,
right
I mean,
now.
like,
they lead to the abyss.
Joss Whedon behavior
Yeah,
at Warner Brothers may be encouraged now. I don't know because things are different at Paramount. Who knows?
I mean, look, and again, like I
is
think
the
that
Daily Wire going to produce this reboot? Is that what we're
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, boy.
sure,
Yeah.
right. Gina Carano is going to replace
And Jonathan Majors is going to be
Gina
involved.
Carano is going to take the place of the pastor that passed away. You know,
Mhm.
Do you
And
know
it's
that-
going to be great.
We do know that Disney currently has the rights. When they bought, Universal and shit like that, they own this stuff. So, I mean, Disney's not
If they
above.
wanted to do a revival of some sort, they could, and
Sure.
he would not have to be anywhere near it.
No, I mean,
I think that's true. I
they
mean, ultimately,
redid
I think
Star
that's
Wars
what we're
without
all-
Lucas. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right, exactly. I mean, that's a little bit different because he sold, he essentially gave Star Wars to Disney.
Yeah.
In exchange for $4 billion.
magnanimous?
Yeah. But I mean, he voluntarily ceded control. Joss Whedon just basically became unhireable.
Oh, I'm wrong.
But he also didn't own the property anyway. At the end of the day,
He doesn't
right?
own the property,
No.
right? No.
Yeah.
Disney
Those two.
owns Buffy
Yes,
as well. Disney also owns Buffy, so they've already got one.
Yeah,
Joss
I mean,
Whedon
I don't know.
project
It'll be
without him.
curious. I mean, the odds of it being any sort of full blown revival are slim.
I doubt it.
But I just think it's interesting that as of his most recent post, he's like, all of your guesses are wrong. And so I'll be curious to see what happens with that.
Stage
Firefly
musical.
video game. Here we come.
I'm saying stage musical.
Maybe. Yeah, it could be Firefly musical.
I just look. I loved that show, and I loved all the characters on the show, and I even liked the movie that bombed. But we have to keep in mind this was a cult property that got canceled
you're
on
right.
TV, that had a shot in a movie that completely bombed. So, I mean, look, they tried to make a show out of Willow too, and that wasn't exactly
But I think that
blockbuster either. But
I think that Firefly and Serenity, to a lesser extent Buffy because it was a success, but Firefly for sure has enjoyed a level of success since it was killed on the vine that I think that people would respond to something, but I don't know what it is. And also these people are all old now. So I don't know how much space action they're actually game for, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it couldn't be a reboot. It would have to be something referencing the time that had passed. But yeah, while we were talking, I just looked up the kind of the alumni of Mutant Enemy Productions, and names like Stephen S. DeKnight, Ben Edlund, Jane Espenson.
Drew Goddard is a huge one. That guy is a massive talent.
Yeah.
Well, and Ben Edlund. I mean, he's
Ben Edlund, sure, yeah.
Yeah, Tim Minear. I mean, he started on the X-Files.
Marty Noxon. Marty Noxon was the showrunner for Angel, and she was an amazing creator.
Yeah,
audio drama. I like that call.
Tantron. David Greenwalt.
David Greenwalt, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those. I mean, so any one of them could pick up where Dirtbag Whedon left off and just wipe him off their shoes and keep going.
Or they could all appear at Emerald City Comic Con for the new Dark Horse
exactly.
series.
And again, yeah. And so I think that it's interesting the way
Dark Horse comic.
I think it's interesting the way that they're teasing it, and then the fact that he came out and said it's not a reunion, it's not a podcast, it's not a convention. But
it's a short film. What?
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, Firefly the video game, it could be
a student film.
I don't know. But something else to consider is that since this is also in conjunction with the podcast that he shares with Alan Tudyk, Alan Tudyk's character is very dead.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
True.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. I also thought I read an article that I thought was very interesting. So apparently Rob Liefeld had a bunch of the Image founders on his podcast recently, Rob Servations. Some of the things
makes me not want to watch. Listen,
I know, but some of the things that came out of it were really interesting. One thing was that Image was going to cancel Invincible because Robert Kirkman didn't have the Omni-Man twist until issue 25. And they're like, dude, the sales aren't here. And he's like, fuck, okay. And he moved the twist to issue 10 or 11 or whichever one it was. And that essentially saved that book and created, helped cement his empire.
He was so mad about it too. He was like, "You guys are assholes. You have no idea what you're talking about. I can't believe you're doing this. My story." And then everybody went, "Oh shit! Did you read what happened in 12? Sales."
And yeah.
So much so that they moved the twist up to episode 1 of the animated series.
Right.
Oh, that's right. They didn't even wait.
Well, and he,
and
he even says, he was like, so when we did the animated series, I was like, fuck it, let's tear this Band-Aid off. Let's get into it.
Well, because everybody knows, 90% of the people watching the Invincible cartoon know the twist. And so there's no way they could have gotten away with not doing it right away. And another thing was when Jim Lee announced that he was leaving, DC, like Paul Levitz and Mike Carlin or whoever, actually flew to Burbank to try to beg Jim Lee not to leave.
No, it was the Marvel guys.
Oh yeah, the Marvel guys. Sorry, yeah. Sorry, I'm crossing my timelines. But yeah, it was the Marvel guys. They flew to California to beg Jim Lee not to quit. Meanwhile, Todd McFarlane's like, they offered me a new Batman #1 and I actually considered it. And it's like, so I'm imagining a world where Todd goes to DC and relaunches Batman instead of doing Spider-Man #1.
No.
Yeah, and it's just what crazy things could have been.
I don't know, this is a crazy ass world.
Jim Lee hadn't
go ahead.
No, if Jim Lee had not gone to Image would have failed like Valiant.
Yeah.
It would have
died on the vine.
Yeah, we'd have.
It would not have gone anywhere.
And
Dynamite would be printing Image.
I think Jim was the only one in that bunch, except for maybe Jim Valentino, that had any sort of business savvy whatsoever.
Oh yeah, I can tell you right now.
In the beginning,
Dynamite would still be printing Wildcats comics to this day.
No, I was going to say, when you said that there was a podcast with the Image creators, this is such a crazy ass world right now. I was just half expecting you to say that Todd McFarlane was in the Epstein files.
Oh God, let's not put that. Who knows?
Yeah, God
he's
bless.
A strange dude. So.
I mean, Tom McFarlane's a weirdo, but I don't think he's. I think he's just a weirdo.
That's all it is. Like a plain weirdo,
a power trip weirdo. No, I can tell you though, if he did take over Batman, the bat grappling hooks would look a lot different.
Oh my God, it'd be spiky, man. It'd be like spiky and for no reason and chains.
It's like, how are you swinging from buildings on that thing?
Batman would have his knees up over his head all the time and stuff. Would be like, oh damn, Batman.
When did Batman become so flexible?
Yeah. When did it get bendy?
Ooh, I am so glad that Todd McFarlane did Spider-Man and not Batman. I just whew.
I know, right?
He dodged a fucking bullet there.
Yeah, it's fun to think about though, like a what if.
It is fun to think about.
Well, if he had done that, rather it would have been what he goes to DC instead of going to doing Spawn.
Instead of doing Spawn, right? Yeah.
Right.
So this would have been after Spider-Man #1,
right?
In 1990.
This is they're leaving Marvel, and then they were throwing a bunch of money. So he goes to do Batman, and that means we don't get Nightfall, you don't get Bane, right? They don't, because it would have, the whole thing would have been whatever they were doing would have been crashed, so that
it would have been
Todd
Spawn.
Can do whatever he wants to do.
It would have been supernatural Batman
the whole thing.
It would have been Batman with the longest cape you've ever seen, the devil, it would have been,
I'm trying to draw Batman too, so that's not too far from the truth.
That's true.
Oof.
That is true. Oof. But yeah, anyway, fun stuff. There were other little things like Rob Liefeld and Jim Valentino were planning some sort of Young Avengers type thing. And it's like, No. No.
Oh, gross.
I don't know. I forget what the for some reason I went and I read the on the Marvel app. I looked at the Heroes Reborn Avengers book. And it is it's so exceptionally terrible.
Yeah,
and like it's really
bad.
really bad.
It's very bad. The only one of those books that's even really tolerable is Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
and that's because Jeff Loeb wrote it.
Yeah,
at the beginning.
No, it was Brandon.
No, it was Brandon Choi. Jeff Loeb
he overwrote that to hell, but yeah. I mean, it's a nice looking book at least.
Well, even Rob admits like they didn't plan anything. They were just like, yeah, all right, sure, we'll just show up and like sort of tell a Avengers story and I don't know, Cap story, and just sort of
awful.
Fart it out.
It's really bad.
You know,
and
like
I just think he's so funny because it's like, oh, we didn't plan. It's like, no, Rob, other people take their job seriously.
Yes, you.
You
didn't
just
plan.
because he's like, oh, we didn't have an idea. It's like you think that these people left Marvel and just were like, well, I guess we'll figure it out. It's like, no, they had to think. I'm losing my I'm losing a job where I'm making 25 times more anyone else on a pay rate to go draw this book that I really want to do, but like they had to have plans.
That might fail.
Yeah.
Right.
It might, but Rob's like, oh, I'll just fuck it, we'll do it.
Eric Larson and Jim Valentino, they were not Jim Lee. They were not Rob Liefeld. They weren't. They were two nerds, that were just like, okay, buddies, we're coming with you, and like
Eric Larson was popular in his own way, like on his own level, but he's also probably most famous at Marvel for being the guy that wasn't Todd McFarlane.
Right.
Yeah, he's the other Spider-Man artist.
Exactly.
Pretty bold,
And most people,
that's all he's got. So.
Whenever you say Spider-Man, they go Todd McFarlane. No one's going to go Eric Larson, No.
I mean,
but I like Eric Larson's work better on Spider-Man, honestly.
I like Eric Larson's Spider-Man a great deal.
I like Todd McFarlane's more.
It was certainly Matt is right. Like it certainly was not.
No, and those two guys, like God bless them. Eric Larson turned out to. He's still riding Savage Dragon to this day. I don't know how, but he still is. God bless him. Good for him. Poor Jim Valentino.
And it is something else too.
Jim Valentino.
Talk about weird. That's a weird dude.
It's
like
he's a weird dude.
Weird.
Jim Valentino worked so hard on so much garbage. Get that poor guy.
Yeah.
Shadowhawk.
I mean, I also
what are we doing?
I think that Jim Valentino experienced success in a different way because he did a lot of behind the scenes stuff, like executive level stuff at Image.
He did.
And, so he was instrumental in the success of that company, even if his books were not necessarily creatively successful.
I mean, he wanted to be there though. Like, yeah, he was there to be a businessman and do the business, but he wanted a hero. He wanted a comic.
Yeah.
He wanted an IP.
It's like, no offense to Jim Valentino, who I've met, and he's a very nice man.
Very nice guy. I've met him too.
If you look at pictures of the Image founders in the 90s, in 1991, and it's like, young dude, they're all cool, awesome. And then like 3 feet to the right of Whilce Portacio is Jim Valentino. And he's this like 30, 40 something year old swarthy Italian dude. And he's like, he does not look like he fits with that bunch. But he's a savvy guy. And like, I think that there wouldn't be an Image Comics without Jim Valentino.
Definitely not.
I think he was the dad, like
he was the dad, right?
There's something and also that might be for being 10 years older than the rest of them, like,
for sure.
He's had, so he's there kind of steering the ship and also doing a book. And those, Shadowhawk had interesting ideas. I just don't know that he's the writer.
Shadowhawk had AIDS.
Shadowhawk is worse.
Died of AIDS, you guys.
Well,
that issue where he's out there and there's like there's like Hawk Shadow or something, and he's like, and I won't say what he said, but he's like, oh, and he's basically like, I'm just killing like black guys, and Shadowhawk's like takes off his mask and he's like, you mean like me?
Yeah.
And then he like cripples the dude, and it's like, good reveal. Like, took too long to get there.
That was his move. He broke backs. Remember? That was his move.
Shadowhawk broke spines.
Shadowhawk broke your back. Yeah. Not like Bane at all.
And
Shadowhawk
was more poorly written than any of those other early.
No, I'm not taking anything away. I will say the art was not as
well. That's because Jim Valentino is not as strong an artist,
not as flashy. We'll say that.
No,
I just remember when the Image came out, how long I waited with bated breath for Wet Works. And I don't know why.
Oh, I know why. Because Will Portacio drew the scariest shit in the world, and then we found out that's all he can do.
When it was made, it was like the founding book that came later. Like it kept getting delayed, and we had to wait.
It came a little later.
Yeah.
Like, and Pit #1 as well had that problem where it was supposed to be. Yeah. Like Dale Keown went with them as well, but his book, he was just incapable of putting that book.
Also, not famous at the time, and turns out needed an editor to scream at him to get things done.
Well, no, Dale Keown was a superstar at that time.
No,
because he was doing the Hulk.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. He was probably pretty big.
I mean, not like a McFarlane or a Jim Lee, but like still very, very popular.
Yeah, he was a name that they lost.
I kept forgetting that the Max got an MTV animated series.
Oh yeah. And it made even less.
So did Spawn.
Made
and
even
every
less
episode
sense.
was introduced by Todd McFarlane like he was the Crypt Keeper.
The Max show made even less sense than the comic. Think about that.
Yeah, I know. Well,
the Spawn was on HBO. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and the Max show I feel like was in the right place because it was on that Liquid Television MTV thing with like
Liquid Television.
That block of adult animation they did. It was great.
Those little like 15-minute segments, and it was kind of fun to just watch the artwork like a fever dream.
Look, hey, let's not forget Wildcats also had a cartoon.
It did, briefly,
with probably one of the greatest cartoon theme songs of all time.
Look it up. Look it up. Because if Joe sings it, you won't believe him. Look it up.
I'm not gonna sing it. No.
Yeah,
it is incredible. Well, we almost had a Youngblood cartoon as well that never happened.
Thinking of the Image launch. And what we've been talking about recently with like why Marvel's failing. And I was just listening to a really interesting podcast interview with James Tynion. And they were talking about the rise of Tiny Onion Productions and his production company. And, you know, how when it first came out, everyone goes, what is this? And then if you look at it, it's like, oh, it's everything. He's doing everything.
Yeah.
He's doing animation, TV, film, books, card games.
He's taking over the world. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, and it's beautiful. And I mean, I love seeing him do it. Listening to him talk about building it and
James Tynion.
and putting it together. It's so wonderful. It's amazing. You guys should check it out. It's on Sketched.
2026 is going to be the year of the Tiny Onion. If they get this Netflix show right, if they get it right, it's over. He's taken over. Get out of the way, Mark Miller. You're fired. You can't.
If whatever happens to Warner Brothers doesn't destroy the media landscape for everybody.
Well, this is on Netflix, so it'll be okay.
No, I know. I just mean, it'll be some sort of horrible. We're Robert Reich, father of Sam Reich, creator of Dropout, is a former cabinet member, right? He was, I don't remember what his title was, but
he was a labor economics.
I think he was labor secretary. Yeah,
labor secretary.
Yeah. And he posted something where it's, the richest man in the world owns Twitter. The second richest man in the world owns Amazon. The third richest man in the world and the fourth richest owns Facebook and Meta. And then it was just like, and now the sixth richest family in the world is about to control Paramount and Warner Brothers. And it's just like, we are fucked.
Well, Joe, we're going to talk about the Marvel Ultimate Universe in a little bit. Let's not start now. But we are living in the Marvel Ultimate Universe.
Right, did you hear that Dropout is having a crossover with
the Rookie? Which is so bizarre.
Okay. Yeah. Real quick, before we get into Spider-Man and whatnot, because I do want to talk about that. The Superman Spider-Man one shot. Speaking of Jim Lee, they've got Jim Lee's going to be doing the Cook story, I think. And he's put out a picture of him drawing Gambit.
It rules. I don't want to hear it. It rules. It's the coolest thing ever.
guys,
Yeah.
I'm going to come
It's pretty
right
goddamn
out.
cool.
I'm going to come right out and say I had feelings when I saw this. and I don't give a shit about Gambit. This looks
you famously hate Gambit.
This looked kick-ass.
I don't get it, man.
This looks like he could. This looks like
good.
This looks like he could have drawn this in 1991.
It really does.
It's like he tapped into the power of his prime self.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He's drawing the Tom King story.
The Tom King story,
which features Lois Lane and Mary Jane Watson. And then they run across, I guess Gambit is somehow involved. But
sure, why not?
Well, yeah, there's pretty women involved.
This spread is
fucking awesome.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's
like, yeah, I was like, oh, who gives a shit? When I saw the headline, I clicked on it, and 1991 Matt Baum tore out of my skin and was like, wow.
I forgot how blobby he made Gambit's kinetic energy look.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah, right.
It's so
cool. In the 90s it was a lot of Kirby crackle.
Yeah.
But this one looks like it looks like a lot of like a blazing roiling
awesome.
kind of fire almost.
Like Gambit
looks purple.
Yeah.
Gotta be purple.
Oh,
yeah.
If it isn't like light purple or pinkish,
purple with pink highlights, because Gambit is totally heterosexual.
This is going to continue the trend. This is going to continue the trend of Marvel and DC each putting out their own version of this crossover, and the DC one just dunking on the Marvel one so hard, that it's not even funny.
I will say
Marvel might as well not even put one out.
Deadpool and Batman, I think they did a well balanced job. I don't know what the fuck Marvel is going to do. Like, what do you do after this lineup? Seriously, what do they show up with? Who does Marvel show up with? Like, we got Frank Miller to draw one of the stories.
Pepe Larraz, I mean, sure. I mean, yeah, he's good. Right. But it's like,
I said it once, I'll say it again. Like, the only reason I still have my Marvel subscription is purely for Stephanie Phillips doing Daredevil. I am holding on for that, and if that tanks, I'm dropping it. I'm dropping the subscription.
This lineup, though,
Marvel cannot compete with whoever DC trots out to do this.
Mark Waid, Tom King, Matt Fraction, Sean Murphy, Gail Simone, Christopher Priest, Greg Rucka, pardon me, and Jeff Lemire.
Christopher Priest is going to DC to do his part.
That's crazy,
he works at Marvel right now.
Art by Jorge Jimenez, Jim Lee, Steve Lieber, Sean Murphy, Belen Ortega, Daniel Sampierre, Nicola Scott, and Rafa Sandoval.
Fucking
who is Marvel going to trot out? You know, like, seriously.
Jed McKay.
Yeah, right. You know, like, nothing against Jed McKay, but your name is not up there with any of those.
Seriously, at this point, I feel like there's all right, Jed, you can do this, and she's like, oh, I can't do it. There's too much.
Joe Kelly probably. I bet Joe Kelly writes it.
I'll bet
something in
it. I'll bet you're right. But this looks fantastic, and it looks like it's gonna be a ton of fun.
Man,
and as much shit as I talked about,
I'm so happy that that was a joke.
As much shit as I talked about Deadpool, Batman, I was wrong. I read it; it blew me away. It was just amazing.
Batman Deadpool was,
Batman
no joke.
Deadpool.
It could have won my Beppo for best single issue.
I need to pick that up because that's got a story. Because in the Tynion interview I heard, he was talking about. He wrote a backup in that, which was Doctor Strange and Constantine, right?
Yeah, that was good.
Yes,
it was great.
And Zatanna.
Yeah,
and Zatanna.
Was Zatanna there? I forget.
I don't think she was.
No, I think it was just Constantine. Yeah, you're right.
It was Constantine because he said he actually got in hot water with his co-heads at Tiny Onion because he was supposed to stop doing corporate work for a while.
Oh,
and he was at the convention when they announced it. And the minute Marie Javins came off stage, he texted her and said, "Give me Constantine and Strange."
Fun.
And
yeah, well, you don't say no to that.
They had to do a lot of work to get his schedule to work for that. And he had a lot of editors like writing his ass, and even his executives at Tiny Onion were kind of pissed at him over it.
Well, I mean, sure, but you hear, Grant Morrison's jumping on to do this, and he's going to do it with a bunch of creators. Be like, I would like to do that too. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I have to imagine that for a lot of these guys, it's there. This is something that hasn't been done since the 90s, right? And it wasn't until both Quesada and DiDio were gone that anybody was like, okay, let's do it. And they're doing something that they probably loved as a kid. And they're getting a chance to do something that hasn't happened since they were teenagers or younger.
Sure.
And like right out of the gate, it's like, what's the last story in the of the DC Marvel one, or the Batman Deadpool one? It is it's a new amalgam. And then Grant Morrison did an amalgam, and it's just, they're so happy about it. I think
even the Jorge Jimenez image that just dropped in there. God damn.
And that dude, every time he
rips.
posts about it, he's like, I can't believe I get to
Yeah, he's so excited. Now I got to say, how slow Superman flying here? Come on. Like, what's going on?
I want to see a picture of
Spidey's
Spider-Man
quick,
riding
but
on Soup's back.
You're right.
Totally. Yeah. Spidey surfing on Superman. Yeah. 100%.
Stick.
All right. We also got a little of Daredevil Born Again news. Matthew Lillard is in, or Lillard, or whatever, however you say his name, from Scream, is in the next season. Yeah, there is a brief time jump, and he is Fisk's new opponent. That's all we know. We don't know who the character is, but I really like him. They also confirmed no Marvel movie characters are going to be in the Daredevil show, and it sounds like none of the show characters from the Daredevil show will be in Marvel movies. So anything that you thought about Punisher being in the next Spider-Man, probably not true.
Yeah.
So
no, I think
that's true. That's pretty sure that's true.
I don't know.
Is in Spider-Man.
Nobody
There's
seems. Well, they said like this week, like, we're keeping this separate. There lots of different articles. I'm looking at one right now from Games Radar, one from Screen, right?
Maybe outside of the Punisher, that might be true, but I'm pretty sure John Bernthal's in Spider-Man.
Oh God,
yeah, Bernthal's already has been on interviews talking about working with Holland and being on set.
Yeah,
I mean, that's not even.
It might just mean Foggy, like
Foggy. I could see, yeah.
Maybe
like Daredevil characters. No,
that genie's already out of the bottle because Charlie Cox was in Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah, but that was they can hand wave that away at this point, so.
Right?
Yeah, but why would you?
And that was in like a 3-minute.
Why would you?
That was a 3-minute scene.
I want to see this, but,
So it's interesting. So the character that he's playing is a Mr. Charles. He's supposed to be like a high power rich character.
Yeah.
And I think they say it's a creation for the show, not from the comics. But I feel like it's an amalgam of the twins that took out Kingpin before
Bronwyn,
the Bronwyn family.
I think he's going to play a very similar role to that.
Interesting.
But we're jumping ahead 6 months for the next season. So
we know Jimmy Gandolfini's kid's back.
I love it.
So he made it.
Mr. Fisk. Yeah. All right.
Gabagool eating.
I love him. I think he's great. I love that actor. Really.
What do you mean there's no fucking ziti?
Oh, I love it.
Where's my chicken palm, Mr. Fisk?
All right.
That's a different character, but still.
We got some, sorry for all our sensitive Italian listeners. Come on.
I mean, look, I don't think he was that good. Sorry.
I
didn't think he was that good.
I like him. But I'm not saying like he blew me away in the show. I like him as an actor. I think he's really good. I like him on the show.
I like him being this kid that's in over his head.
Yeah.
And that's a fun
And
journey.
he's dumb and power hungry. And he's like, I'll do it. I'll say it. I don't care.
And also given what they did with the Kingpin in the first run of Daredevil, when we saw Kingpin's origin, you could definitely see kind of a parallel.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Where he looks and he goes, so this guy just did whatever he had to do to get where he wants to be. I'll do that. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Mike Coulter is doing a lot of talking about it, and
that guy would love the job. That's what he said.
Well, of course he would. But I mean, so every time somebody asks him about it, he says like it would be a shame if they didn't use Luke Cage somehow.
It's the biggest ball drop in the world. That final scene where like everyone's in the bar and Luke Cage is not there.
Jessica Jones is back.
Yeah, they're getting Jessica Jones.
I like her as Jessica Jones. I like the character of Jessica Jones. Do I give a shit if Jessica Jones is there? No, I want Luke fucking Cage.
Well, look, we've got a whole nother seat. We've got to see. You know, this isn't the end of it.
I know.
But we'll see what happens.
The time to do that was that final scene of the first season where he walks into the bar and is like, all right.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I mean,
let's assemble the Hell's Kitchen Defenders or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's like the guy that's works at the barber shop, and the nice lady from the flower store. like what are we doing?
Honestly, I think they did it that way just to avoid, because that easily could have also been Finn Jones walking in.
Can you imagine? He's the only one who walks.
No one's gonna let that happen.
And that would have just
no one would have let that happen.
Don't do any of them and let them show up in the season.
Yeah,
but you know what? If it had been Misty Knight or Colleen Wing, I would have been fine.
I would have been cool with that actually.
But I don't think Matt knows. I don't think Matt knows them.
I don't. I don't like Colleen. I don't like Colleen's. Where they left Colleen at the end.
Oh yeah, she's the new Iron Fist.
Yeah, she's the new Iron Fist. It's not that I don't think she should be the Iron Fist. I just think she's more interesting as Colleen Wing.
Yeah, there's plenty of interesting shit you can do with
Daughters of the Dragon are cool just because they don't need anything extra.
Plenty of shit that you can do with them without giving them someone else's powers.
Yeah, I'll say it. Instead of an Iron Fist TV show, we should have had Daughters of the Dragon. The Defenders should have been Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Daughters of the Dragon.
Yeah, I'd take that.
That would have been fun.
Totally.
That would have been badass.
And you could do
if they had done that, everyone would have said, "Where's Iron Fist?"
True.
It's just because they can't make everyone happy, and we got to have the white dude.
Then they did 3 seasons of it. I mean, it's unbelievable how much TV they made. That left no impact.
Yeah, with zero impact. All right, enough TV and movie talk. Last week we had Ultimate Spider-Man hit its final issue. We now have the complete story in front of us that Jonathan Hickman had planned. And I thought we should just do an Ultimate Spidey retrospective, how we felt about it, how it ended. Obviously, the Ultimate Universe is not over yet. We got a few more issues of the Ultimate. So we've got Ultimate End, and then we've got Ultimate Reborn Impact, whatever.
Reborn, Ultimate Impact.
I don't know if it's recency bias because I just read it, but I have to say that based on what I've been binging recently, my favorite Ultimate reimagining of all of them so far has been Mysterio.
Fuck yes.
Oh, it only gets weirder.
Oh my God, JD, you don't know
Ultimate
anything
Mysterio
yet.
is pretty awesome.
I just want a book about that version of Mysterio.
JD, by issue 15, you don't know shit yet. it gets wild.
I was like, let me see what issue I'm on.
I will say Hickman's reimagining. One of the things that we like, I think that let me down with some recent Hickman work was it got too weird, too out there, too wild. Like we liked a lot of his ideas in Krakoa and whatnot, sure. But then there was other stuff when we got into the Exoswords and the Araco and fucking ancient Egypt and aliens. We were just like, okay, are the X-Men in this?
I'm on issue 18, so yeah.
But
well then so by 18
okay, like,
Mysterio is weird.
Several people.
Yeah.
Mysterio is a group.
It's the whole like one amulet for one, the rest of us wait, or something like that, or
but they're like a collective.
They're sharing it. They're sharing the
which
power.
Makes sense. Explains how they can be in multiple places at once and how that all works. It's so cool.
It's fucking awesome. And like
no spoilers about what happens to Mysterio.
The gentle reimaginations that Hickman did for each of these characters, right? And while keeping them all still completely referential. There's nothing about what he did with Mysterio, if you will, the group of them, that made me go, this is nothing like, look, Mysterio ultimately Mysterio is a dumb character. Let's be real. He's a guy who's like, I cast illusions and I have gas. Like, I'm fine with that. Whatever. I never felt like that was my Spidey bad guy. This version of Mysterio is so goddamn interesting because of the way
and it's very formidable.
Yeah,
it's the top 3 versions of Mysterio for me because this one's number 1. Number 2 is oddly enough the movie version. I really liked that take on Mysterio.
They did a great job with it.
The only other time I thought Mysterio was even somewhat formidable was in Kevin Smith's Daredevil.
Yes, definitely. This it's not just Mysterio though. This version of Venom. This is my favorite version of Venom. It's official.
Well, that's because it's Venom in name only.
Yes, but it's official.
It's the Pico suit on the kid.
It's like this is so much more interesting than where we ended up on the comics, and by no fault of the creators or Venom. It was the 90s. We were doing dumb shit, Like
I mean, look, I think Venom in theory on paper is a fine character.
Sure,
I just think that they've way overblown him, and like where we're at now with the Venom verse and the like.
It's too much.
They've beaten a dead horse. They continually beat the same dead horse with Venom, just like all of these companies do with their most popular characters. And that's why this version was such a breath of fresh air.
It's incredible. And the best part of it is it plays on something else that I normally hate. The Spider Family. Don't give a shit about the Spider Family. Have never cared about the Spider Family. You know why? Because nobody ever did it this well. This May Parker.
Well, what's Spider Family?
I'm just at whatever extended Spider Family that counts but doesn't count and is all over the place and all over the fucking multiverse. Like, you can't make me care about a May Parker character from the future that pops around every once in a while that may or may not be in. I don't care. I don't give a shit.
Mayday Parker, Spider Girl.
And I've been saying forever.
But I did care about these kids.
I did. You know why? Because Hickman did the thing. He's like, everybody likes, Peter and MJ. In this story, they are married and they are parents and they have 2 kids. And that allows us to see an adult Spider-Man dealing with adult things and a teenage Spider-Man dealing with the teenage things, as opposed to the adult baby Spider-Man we have running around Amazing Spider-Man right now.
Or the one that they have to keep regressing over and over because Marvel is convinced that the thing that fans gravitate towards when it comes to Spider-Man is his teenage plight, which is not fucking true.
And Hickman just looked at it and went, okay, what's the best part of that? The best part of that is seeing teenage Peter dealing with this shit, coming of age, understanding he has like great power and great responsibility and shit like that. And the choice of his dad putting him in the Venom suit, basically, for your protection. I can't stop you. I know I can't. So I'm going to protect you. And Venom literally is this, for lack of a better term, lethal protector in this book.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a symbiote in the sense that it's not, it's not living on. It's not feeding on him like a symbiotic thing. No. But it is an entity that talks and thinks and acts. It's essentially the Venom suit without being a sentient alien that's leeching the life force of its host
and screaming more brains.
And it doesn't tell him to eat brains.
Right. Yeah.
Look, I want to eat your brain thing came from a toy, and that is not what Venom was about back in the day.
I mean, it wasn't far off.
But also the choice to like the huge twist where Hickman made Aunt May the character that died.
Yeah.
And Uncle Ben, the character that lived to
I love it.
Be his confidant. And the Uncle Ben, Mark posted it, and I was going to get there, but he beat me to it. Like the arc of Uncle Ben and J. Jonah Jameson's story is so satisfying. Their friendship is so great.
Wonderful.
Hickman didn't go there, but if it had developed into like some sort of like actual romance thing, I would have been fine with it. Well, that's how well developed those characters are. And it's just like I believe that these 2 men are like brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they love each other. No doubt.
That they genuinely love each other and would do anything for each other, that they would follow one another through the gates of hell, and they did.
But also, Triple J is still a cantankerous, like, loudmouth shithead. He's just also very good at what he does. And the balls for them to be like, you know what? I'm putting them back in the Hitler mustache. I'm doing it.
Wow. And not only that, but Hickman was so good at the family stuff, which I never would have expected. But I gave more of a shit about MJ's family than I ever had before.
Absolutely. The stuff with the sister.
I mean, in the main universe, MJ's family is essentially a non-entity.
Yeah.
They have appeared so infrequently over the course of 60, 70 years that I can name one member of MJ's family.
Oh, yeah.
And I have not seen her since the 90s.
There's definitely a Bechdel test that this book passes.
MJ's mom, I could talk. She and Catherine O'Hara. I could see her played by Catherine O'Hara.
Sure.
Yes. And so, like, I love also what they did with Harry. And, this version of Gwen is very compelling.
Harry Osborn is another character that I don't give a shit about because it's always the same. Like, oh, I'm in my father's shadow and I hate my father, but I'm becoming my father. Like, fuck off. And in this, like, just the choice to be like, yeah, it's there. His dad was an asshole, but he does love his father.
Into the AI.
And the AI, he's like, I want you to sound like my dad.
I do love that, yeah.
And like the AI is the voice in his head instead of like the Harry, you're so stupid. I'm behind you.
What I like the most, I think, is that this Harry is not. He's not crazy.
No,
not that the 616 Harry wasn't a compelling character that I loved. But I think that a version of Harry Osborn that is well-adjusted relatively and that is making sane decisions that just happens to be put in a kind of impossible place because of his death of his father. And to see an adult friendship between him and Peter, it's been so wonderful. And I'm so happy with how, well, not happy. I think the series ends in such a compelling place with him and Gwen and the whole Mysterio thing. And like, it's been a joy.
Let's talk about Gwen for a second. The least interesting part of the Amazing Spider-Man's life that we keep bringing back and victimizing and putting in a fucking Deadpool costume and doing whatever we can to make her more interesting.
That's not Gwen Stacy.
And this Gwen is so much better because they gave her something to do. They gave her something to do. And it's not just be married to Harry, which in and of itself was interesting. Had it just been that, had she just been like, I am married to Harry in this world. It is very complex. We have a very complex relationship. Harry's dad is bad. I don't like his dad. But the thing with the Mysterios was fucking awesome. And it gave her something to do. It firmly roots her in this ultimate universe as well. She's the smartest one in the whole book.
I don't even remember who all the other Mysterios were. I think Robbie Robertson.
Was one. The Negative Man's sister was one.
The Kingpin's guy,
Wesley was one.
Wesley, or is it Wesley? I can't keep track.
And like Mr. Negative, which is a very cool character.
I just hit the Venom reveal in issue 19.
Ugh. The Mr. Negative.
Is that the one where they're under attack in the building?
Yeah, and he says, I can take over if you want me to, do you? And he goes, yes, just close your eyes.
Yeah. Right, yeah. It's
awesome.
It's grim. The implications are grim. Yeah.
Like Hickman even, spoiler here, but Hickman even handles a Venom anti-Venom thing later, which if you would have told me.
Oh, yeah, that was actually really good.
If you would have told me that was coming, I would have been like, well, I guess it could only be good for so long. I loved it. Like, you nailed it because they just made it what it is. He boiled everything down so well. This Black Cat character is so much more interesting than Felicia Hardy. Much more interesting.
And also so many great small moments, like when, the Mole Man, right, is
Wonderful.
going against the Maker and the Kingpin he's helping the Parkers. And he comes to the apartment to visit the Parkers, and instead of going in through the door, he comes in through the wall. Yeah. It's like so many small things where it's just like, what the fuck? Why did Peter's you just use the door?
There's a door right there, and he's like, that's not what I do.
Right.
Back to the Black Cat thing. They even handled the Black Cat Spider-Man relationship.
Yeah.
And a new twist.
Because you can
with the Spidey son.
With the kid. So. With the kid. You can do this. It doesn't constantly have to be like, Peter and MJ broke up again, but there's sexual tension with Felicia Hardy. Ooh, fuck off. How many times are we going to do this?
The Craven was amazing.
And the way they dealt with Craven.
My favorite twist on that, though, was from a different book when Pete's in the hospital bed and he wakes up to both MJ and Felicia in the Black Cat costume.
Yeah.
And he opens his eye and goes, oh, this dream again?
That's pretty good.
Not the one thing that Hickman didn't fuck with. He just went, nope, playing this straight. Kingpin. The Kingpin.
Mr. Negative also really.
Well,
because Mr. Negative has so few qualities that people would be upset if they changed.
Sure.
Like he's sort of a blank slate.
No, you gave Mr. Negative a very compelling story, and he does it in one issue. Literally, in one issue, like here's his background. And it sets up like the reveal for his sister as well, where you go, oh, fuck.
Literally, the most controversial thing they did with Mr. Negative was the man bun.
Yeah, pretty much. But
I thought this version of Mr. Negative looked so much cooler than the 616.
Oh yeah.
Negative.
Well,
he looked like he looked like oh boy, who's the actor that Hawkeye kills as Ronin in Avengers Endgame? You know the guy.
Frank Grillo?
Frank
Grillo.
Is it Watanabe? That's not Ken Watanabe, though.
Definitely not Ken Watanabe.
No.
Oh, they're talking about Crossbow.
No.
Yeah, but I know who it is. I can't remember his name right.
But he looks like that guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he looks so
or like a better looking version of the character actor from Big Trouble in Little China. That is the Chinese actor that every time he showed up in an action movie, you knew shit was going to go down.
Yeah.
He's like
the long-haired guy.
Yeah.
The guy with the long hair and the bald top.
But like the bad guys that Hickman established in this, we were talking about the Kingpin and Mr. Negative, who are basically the same characters. And the lesson we learn is it's about the fact that like when you have this many people who want this much power, none of you can trust anyone, and that's why you're going to fail. None of you can trust anyone. And the power in the Ultimate Universe is in the people. They just don't know it. They just don't know it. And like, who are the big heroes in this series? It turns out to be J. Jonah Jameson and Uncle Ben. They turn out to be the big fucking heroes. Like journalism saves New York. You know? That is
truth.
It's such a great storyline. Look what we're living through right now. But you were talking about earlier, Joe, with billionaires that own everything and control everything. We are living in the Marvel Ultimate Universe, complete with a weird fucking billionaire sex scandal and shit. It's all there.
Or the origin stories of the Blade Runner universe.
Yeah, I would that too. Well, that's next. That's the next chapter, JD. First, we got to live through this one. But man,
everyone up on your shadow run.
Hickman handled this so well and gently. I just can't believe how good this series ended, how well he landed it.
I think the best thing that they did for this series was keep it relatively, keep the rest of the storylines of the Ultimate Universe at relative arm's length.
Absolutely.
Yes, the Kingpin worked for the Maker, but none of that has any bearing on Ultimate Spider-Man.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, this is a Spider-Man story that you could lift out of the Ultimate Universe and tell anywhere. The only thing that really fit in is the thing with his son having to put the device on the node that the Maker owns. Outside of that, and the Maker put...
also, Peter gets his powers from an origin box.
Sure.
But I mean, like there are so few pieces of connective tissue.
It's not important
to link it to the overarching Ultimate Universe plot.
Yeah.
that this is almost a perfectly evergreen version of a Spider-Man story.
It is. And I was looking at some of you guys talking about, I think it was in the hot takes, but I was looking at some of you guys talking about Scott Snyder and Absolute Batman and how it's may not, like, what Scott Snyder is doing is so in your face, so edgelord Batman. And I totally agree. And I think, I mean, I like it. You know, I'm not saying it's bad. I agree with what you're saying, but I think Hickman here did exactly the opposite and gave us the most recognizable Spider-Man that I have seen in quite a while.
When I read that book, I said Ultimate Spider-Man was a book I've always wanted to see the mainline Spider-Man become, which is why
I 1000%.
It just sucks that we never got it.
I don't.
This is what Peter should have grown up into.
Now,
10 years ago,
should be right now.
I don't understand where Marvel, like, what does Marvel gain from having a perpetually stunted version of Peter Parker? Like, I don't get it.
Joe, they're still playing the game where someone's going to go see Tom Holland and they're going to go, I want to buy a Spider-Man comic. And they go in the comic shop.
But I mean, you can make a Spider-Man story and make the story almost literally anything, and the masses are going to flock to it because it's cool.
Sure, but
they're not going because they love teen Spidey drama. That's not the draw of Spider-Man.
But in the corporate mind, the image of the character of the Amazing Spider-Man has got to be as close to Tom Holland as possible.
I understand, but this was even before Tom Holland. This was this was during the Tobey era. This was during the 90s, before there was ever a Spider-Man movie. He was going to have a fucking kid.
There was a Spider-Man TV show.
I mean, the whole like Civil War thing that caused all that. We were about
and they're like, no, we can't have I just
Peter married.
Yeah. I don't understand the mindset where they think that fans will not accept a Spider-Man that has adult problems. I don't get it. Like, I don't see where the profit is in it.
Right. And if we just had an experiment,
never understand though.
If only we had an experiment where we could see Peter and MJ married with 2 children in a comic book. If only something like that existed.
This is the first time they've done it. I mean, we had Renew Vows.
You know, and we could, if only we could look at the sales numbers.
Tom DeFalco and Pat Olive's Spider-Girl ran 100 issues.
Right. If only there was evidence that sold and people liked it. You know, like, what do you need, Marvel? What do you need? This is it. Do the thing.
I've read probably 8 issues of the Ultimate Spider-Man. I think it's fine. I don't care enough to read more. But this is, it sounds like it's a complete success, and that's wonderful. It's also like in a jar. Like,
it is. It's a totally separate bubble.
In a jar.
It's in a Hickman bubble. It's doing its own thing. He gets to do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
If this was Amazing Spider-Man #1, it would not work the same. They would have monkeyed with it at some point. Like this is just a perfect storm of him getting what he wants, and who even knows if I'm sure in 2 weeks he's going to release a podcast that says that he's unhappy with the ending. Like, it's almost like he has no agency over the work.
Nobody loves to shit talk their employers while he's still working for them. Quite like Jonathan Hickman.
It's a level of power, man. I wish I had it.
But look at his employers, though.
Yeah,
but
no, you're right.
I mean, listen, they're giving him whatever he wants. Imperial, a fart in the air. I know you guys like the issues. Every spin-off book has been canceled.
Yeah.
Every single one.
They're all canceled.
Right.
What a waste of money. What a waste of time. At least people got paid to draw and color and letter comics. Like, that's the only
to Hickman's credit.
People got to work before their books were canceled.
To Hickman's credit on Imperial.
Brian, I had
his story was supposed to be a 3-issue murder mystery.
Thing,
that's it.
And I think the reason why Ultimate Spider-Man works the way it does and why it wouldn't work as the mainline book is, did we see Daredevil?
Right.
Did we see Falcon? Did we see Luke Cage? Did we see, Punisher?
Nobody.
Did we see Captain America?
Black Cat was it? Yeah.
Black Cat is ostensibly
she's a Spider-Man
character.
Right.
Yeah. So
we do have Bullseye. We do have Bullseye.
The editorial Russian roulette of other characters and spin-offs.
Right.
Yeah. And, like Mark made a joke in the chat, somewhere across the ocean, the mutant island known as Krakoa shudders. It's like, and so, I mean, he's not like, they keep giving Hickman carte blanche to do these huge projects. And I don't blame them. He's a writer that draws a huge amount of attention. And the reinvention of the X-Men was a huge success until it wasn't.
Right.
And we're right back where we were. I mean, not in the exact same place, but we're right back to where we were before Krakoa, where it's like hated and feared. We got a school coming up. We've got different squads. Like they're not learning. They don't learn any lessons.
No.
Right?
No.
And it's
or the wrong ones, for sure.
They learn the wrong ones.
The
right?
lesson
More
we
movies
do
about
learn.
boats.
The
Right?
lesson
exactly.
we do learn is, this creator is so good. We need to give them their own little island of Marvel Comics, like Chris Claremont's X-Men Island, where he's like, Chris Claremont's doing the weirdest X-Men shit to this day. That doesn't make any sense, and it sells, and people like it. But don't worry, it doesn't touch any of your X stuff. Hickman, I would rather visit Hickman's Island personally. This was fantastic. I loved this. I haven't been able to say I love Spider-Man in the regular Marvel universe in I don't know how long.
Yeah. And, with all due respect to Dennis Camp's Ultimates, I think Ultimate Spider-Man is the most successful of the entire Ultimate relaunch experiment.
Hands down.
Like Dennis Camp's Ultimates is good almost despite itself because it is so tied to the actual machinations. It's like the biggest cog in the wheel of the whole thing, right? And so Dennis Camp, through sheer force of will, has made that book readable.
Yeah, it's great. But you can tell you can tell Hickman came with the idea, I got an Ultimate Spider-Man story. It takes place in a world where this Wilson fixed in power because there's bigger things going on. Not important. And Dennis Camp went, can I write something about that? And they're like, yeah, sure.
Well, and I don't want to down. Look, I think that book, even if it wasn't so caught up in the revolution against the Maker, if it was just the Ultimates,
right?
I still think it would have been good. I think they could have done good things, but everything was so in line. Actually, that's not true. I can't speak to Ultimate X-Men because it seems to have done its own thing.
I enjoyed that for what it's worth.
Ultimate Black
strange.
Panther also did its own thing. But being so tied to the overarching plot of the Ultimate Universe, I don't know if Ultimates could have been even better if he was just allowed to cook on his own.
Yeah, maybe.
JD, what do you got?
I just wanted to comment on something Matt said about Absolute Batman, because I think Absolute Batman and Ultimate Spider-Man have something very much in common, and which is why I
Is it chainsaw arms? Because Absolute Batman has chainsaw arms now.
No, I think it has to do with something I realized after the end of Absolute Batman Volume 2, which is, yes, visually and tactically Batman is more extreme and more scary and all of that. But that goes back to the original Batman tactics, which is fear.
Mm-hmm.
Bruce Wayne is almost a gentler. This Bruce Wayne is almost a gentler.
He's a gentle giant, isn't he? Yeah. When you see Bruce in his street clothes, he's like a softer. He's like a softer person.
And he hugs his mom and calls her mommy.
Family, which actually becomes his rogues because of Bane. Spoiler alert, guys. His care for them actually pushes him to violent
he's a good friend. He's a good, loving friend. He's a well-adjusted man.
This is the most well-adjusted Scott Snyder I've ever read, outside of I don't know, maybe American Vampire, and even then he had Skinner Sweet to kind of release that crazy valve.
Sure. But but the difference there is he's doing Batman is doing his Batman is a Jekyll and Hyde story. Right? When he puts on the Batman costume, he is Mr. Hyde. He's the scariest thing crime's ever seen. Spikes come out of him.
Force of nature.
Chainsaw arms. Yeah. He's got an axe in his chest.
All those spikes.
Jonathan Hickman's Spider-Man.
All those spikes, all those blades, they are calculated.
Sure.
He's good with a blade.
He doesn't
he stabs a person 100 times, but always misses a vital organ.
Right.
A vital vein.
But I think the major difference is Jonathan Hickman's Spider-Man is Peter Parker.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
true.
it. It's Peter Parker. There's no question. Like,
no, it's true. It feels like Peter. MJ felt like MJ.
Yeah.
Even though they were successful adults with children, they felt right.
Right. They resisted putting her in a jackpot costume. Thank God.
Successful on the page was he broke the cardinal rule from the 616 Spider-Man almost immediately. People started knowing. He started telling. He didn't have to keep the secret as tightly.
Right.
Which it's still the worst kept.
He had to support.
The secret's the problem.
It's still the worst kept secret in the Marvel universe, but you know.
Well, true, but I mean, but at the same time, the secret has always been part of the story arc for so long.
I
got to go after this, but finish your story, Joe.
I flipped through Amazing Spider-Man every time it comes out, even though I don't really follow it much.
You don't need to.
And they're doing this thing now. Peter is home from space. And so he's trying to pick up the two halves of his life. One, the Spider-Man half, which was covered by Norman. And then the other half, the Peter half, the personal half, which was almost run into the ground by Ben Reilly. And it's just like, that's fun and funny to a degree, but it's like, so now we're in a situation where I need to believe that Peter ghosted his entire network of friends and family for 6 months, treated them poorly, whatever they say Ben did in the book. And now Peter's back and he's got to be like, sorry, I was having a bad year.
I mean, that might be the least of.
I know, but it's just like
I heard him pissing people off.
Haven't we like? So now I got to see Peter rebuild. I got to see Peter rebuild all of his relationships again for like the 30th time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, this is like the end of Superior Spider-Man all over again.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Speaking which, we got the Superior Spider-Man in Hickman's Spider-Man, and it was great.
That's true. Yeah.
It was great. Otto Octavius. This Otto Octavius is so much more interesting than the last time I loved Otto was when he was the Superior Spider-Man. Like, that book was incredible. It was so great because it was such a like ballsy thing to do with the character. And this Otto, perfect. Like, you can tell he's not a full-on good guy. You can tell like he has different ideas how things should be run. And if you let him have those ideas, he might be evil. You know?
Yeah.
He's great, but he's part of the family. They trust him. They're just like, what is wrong with you? It's great.
Yeah, I like this Otto. I like this Otto.
All right, I got to get out of here. This was fun, though. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. I needed it this week, and I appreciate it. Thanks, guys. This is the Two-Headed Nerd.
We'll be back next week.
Yep. Signing off.